One of the most significant drawbacks to stand mixers is the high cost. If you buy something like a KitchenAid version, it can sell for $300 or even up to $800 for special edition models. I'm Erin from TechGadgetsCanada.com, and recently I've been searching Amazon to see if there are other, less expensive options out there.
The Akuma stand mixer claims to pack a lot of power into a relatively inexpensive unit, between a quarter and a half as much as what you'd pay for a high-end brand.
But can something so inexpensive really be any good at all? I admit I was pretty skeptical, so I bought one for myself so I can report back. An early heads up, if you end up liking this video and finding it helpful, to please hit that like button and do consider becoming a subscriber. Both those things help me keep making more videos that I hope everyone out there can watch, enjoy, and learn from.
The Akuma stand mixer comes with a 7.4 quart stainless steel mixing bowl. There's the mixer unit itself. You also get a see-through splash guard, and then there's a whisk attachment, a batter beater, and a dough hook.
In truth, this is really all you need when it comes to baking and mixing. Now, while KitchenAid mixers generally also have a separate port for accessories for things like pasta rollers, the Akuma mixer here doesn't.
Out of the box, the first thing I noticed was that this mixer is really light compared to my KitchenAid, and most noticeably, it's made completely of plastic. The shell is plastic all the way around.
That is definitely something that makes this unit more affordable. They are not using steel, but a hard knock with a heavy pot or getting a bit too close to the heat could be disastrous for this mixer, so you are going to need to treat it with care.
Underneath, 6 suction cups for feet actually do a surprisingly good job of holding the mixer in place, since its lightweight probably wouldn't otherwise. I can say even at top speed, this mixer did not budge from the counter and there was no sliding.
One of the handiest features of the Akuma stand mixer here is the tilt head, which allows you to access the mixing bowl without having to struggle it past the mixing head or without relying on a lift mechanism. There is also a tilt lock, which prevents the unit from tilting while it's running. Now, the head does kind of snap open a bit vigorously, I'll say, but after the first time, I just took a little more care when I was unlocking it.
This mixer has 6 speeds using a dial to adjust them, and there's also a pulse setting. I will note one thing here since I'm on the topic of the dial. There's a blue LED light built into it that flashes constantly and appears to have no way to turn off, so it is kind of maddening. When it bothered me, I just unplugged the machine. The Akuma stand mixer has a 660 watt motor. In my opinion, the speeds don't measure up to something like a KitchenAid, which does have a few much faster settings also. But then again, this isn't pretending to be in competition with those mixers. In my uses, mixing different batters, making pie crust, and even bread dough, the speeds and power were actually more than enough. The splash guard will also keep everything in the mixing bowl where you want it, with an opening for adding ingredients while the machine is running. On the machine, there's a stainless steel connector that allows you to change out the head from whisk to beater to dough hook depending on your needs. I will note, though, there's a small spring that looks a little concerning, like it could dislodge or get lost. At the very least, it might get gummed up from spatter. And that with the whisk, the attachment port is also made of plastic, though the tines are metal. Now, while all of this worked fine for me in my testing, I do have concerns about its future longevity. The dough hook, by the way, and the batter beater are full metal construction.
Overall, I have to say I was pleasantly surprised by this mixer. Admittedly, I was judgy at first, thinking that because it's cheap, it couldn't possibly be any good. On the plus side, it was powerful enough for me and easily managed things like pie crust, bread dough, and cake batter. I like the design, and it's not overly large, plus the colors that it comes in are pretty cute. The bowl also seems durable and solid too. The attachments that it comes with are all I really need for baking, and they seem to work well. Now, on the downside, the plastic build here does give me pause a bit about its overall lifespan. I wasn't crazy about the plastic and metal construction of the whisk attachment here either, and the flashing light was definitely annoying. Bottom line though, this mixer is a wonderful balance between affordable and versatile, and I can definitely recommend the Akuma stand mixer for you.
It sells for a very wallet-friendly $149 US, and you can get it from Amazon.
If you want to read this review or reference any of what I've talked about here, you can head over to TechGadgetsCanada.com, where I've got a full write-up posted. There you can also ask me any questions you have about this mixer. You can also, of course, post them here in comments below. I'm Erin. Thanks so much for watching. Until the next time, you can find me on either Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. On Facebook, I am facebook.com/techgadgetscanada, and on Twitter and Instagram, you can find me at ErinLYYC.